The familiar world of Half-Life 2, now in a different look. Winter has come to this dystopia, and the Combine aren't jingling any bells. Welcome, dear viewers, to Frozen Reality. Frozen Reality is a mod collection made by fellow colleague Skipfighter, who you might know for his absolutely peak realism videos. In this mod collection, Skip set out to change the mood, tone, and atmosphere of the game by setting the game during a snowy winter rather than the fall or autumn season we see in the retail game. But that's not all. There are so many small changes and updates that put together this mod collection and turn it into a nice little package. I do have to point out though that in this footage I am using a mix of all three Frozen Reality mod collections that Skip made. One for the base game and one for each of the episodes. But if you just use the one meant for the base game, you should be good. But if you want to do it like me, you can add in stuff from the episode mod packs and remove the conflicting add-ons manually. So let's take a look at some nifty stuff in this mod pack. Right away you'll notice the citizens are now wearing normal winter clothing rather than the uniform they have. This is from the PRL81 mod pack where everyone turned Polish. Given the whole idea of what this mod pack is supposed to be, we're off to a strong start. The other thing this mod does is add in some cut or beta elements. Here you can see Breen is wearing a console uniform. However, there are some weapon related mods that brought back the beta weapons, but I opted for the RTX weapons instead to fit the base game better. Keep in mind, this isn't like an upgrade in your usual way. It doesn't turn everything into 4K textures, high poly models. Yes, it does overhaul the sounds, effects, and particles in many cases, but it's the same textures and the model quality as the base game. There are a few outliers which we'll look at in a moment. The Arctic camo on the Metro Cops and the Combine soldiers is another great touch. Like I said before, little stuff like this is what really puts this mod pack together. Bearded Kleiner I thought was a good change, but looking back I feel like it's kinda cursed. Or maybe I'm just very much used to a clean shaven Kleiner, if you know what I mean. The terminal. The major change here is all the snow on the rooftops, the sidewalks, and the roads. However, I do feel like the repeating pattern of the road texture is kinda strange. Like it feels like I can sense what the pattern is and it removes the illusion of it being powdered with snow. Also, a nice little idea would be to have a mod that changes the trees in a way that adds some snow. Like 3D snows on the trees themselves, or hell, just use some of the trees from episode 2. Like what I'm thinking is there would be snow stuck in the center of them or on the big branches. Oh, and in case you missed it, here's the APC from the beta, which is really cool. Well, it's not the exact APC, but you know what I mean. There goes a beta-style gunship as well. Running away from the cops up here, you can see the snowy rooftops of the buildings around you, and I think the mod pack also replaces the skyboxes with beta skyboxes, but I don't think the game loaded in that add-on properly. Whoops, I just noticed that. Oh look, Alex is in what would have been her episode 3 clothing and appearance. It's a really neat looking version of her. She has the Eli jacket and a slightly different hairstyle. Bearded Kleiner jump scare. I still kind of feel 50-50 about him. He does look kind of cool, but at the same time cursed as well. These Arctic versions of the head crabs look absolutely disgusting and I love it. It makes them feel even more yucky to fight compared to their base game counterparts. Putting on the HEV suit, we have this neat little animation of Gordon putting on the helmet, as if he's the Doomslayer or something. The only thing missing is the whole startup sequence from the Black Mesa remake. Oh, and before I forget, this mod pack also changes the UI sounds on the menus, which is a nice touch. Back to the game now. The in-game UI mod changes it to be more condensed and inspired from the late development style. Then there's the ragdoll mod that I'm a little iffy about. Sometimes it works great and other times the enemy just plops in the air and falls to the ground in a funny fashion. Another thing I will say about the mod that adds the snow is that it probably should adjust the map's HDR levels as well, cause in some parts the exposure is overblown and all I can see is white, as if I'm at a Diddy party. And while we're using the pistol, that reminds me of the RTX versions of the weapons I chose to install instead of the beta ones. And by RTX I mean they are inspired by the Half-Life 2 RTX remix versions. Either ones would have worked, the beta ones or the RTX ones, but I feel these are more true to the source material and are animated nicely. Plus the sounds of these weapons are pretty awesome too. Swimming through the nasty sewers, I had another idea for a mod that would go great with this, and that idea is that we just freeze all the pools and bodies of water. Like imagine instead of water it's just frozen ice. I mean it wouldn't make sense in a way, but still would be nice to go along with the whole winter theme we got going on here. Hydra barnacles or hydracles. They're Hydra but they're glowing now. Damn. Something I also just noticed while writing the script is that the turret gun is changed to the GR9 or the SMG from the beta. Really nice touch. Look at this bozo. I bet he probably doesn't even have a driver's license. The thing I love about the Half-Life 2 workshop is that you can download these collections easily and then further customize them to your needs. Like if you don't like something in the mod pack, you can just delete it and add in stuff you want to see. This gives potential to people coming up with nice themed ideas like frozen reality. Water hazard. Again, similar to what I said before, it would be cool if the whole canals were just frozen ice instead of water and Gordon would be riding an ice ski. Also, this is one of the outliers I mentioned before. The textures and the poly count on this airboat make it stand out in the game. It's really high quality and has high resolution textures. It's not bad, but it does kinda stick out. The model itself is really nicely detailed all the way. Black Mesa East. This place looks beautiful with the snow. Too bad I didn't realize while recording that the Skybox mod wasn't working, otherwise this would have been even better. I wanted to see what Mossman and Eli looked like, and well, this mod pack takes the safe route, and I think that's the best route by changing her model to her episode 2 appearance. Eli now, I remember seeing a mod replacing him with Eli Maxwell, but I must have been mistaken cause he was just regular old Eli. Yep. Just himself. Seeing that it's winter right now, where I'm living, going through Ravenholm was quite immersive for me. Not because I live in Ravenholm, but the cold. I really felt that mood and the tone of the snow affecting the already excellent design of this chapter. The zombie models may not be up to some people's taste, but I really liked the frozen variants, especially the fast zombies models. Father Grigori looked the same, and now I'm wondering if there's more mods that just failed to load for me or if he's supposed to look stock. In any case, Ravenholm was fun as usual, and this new coat of paint made it somewhat more refreshing to play. Also, this RTX shotgun sounds so goddamn good.
Done. At least with your concern. Although they call me crazy, for thou art my helper, my strength.
Highway 17. Here's the other outlier of the 3D models. The Jeep is highly detailed, has high resolution textures just like the airboat, and I feel its bump mapping on the textures is way too high because it makes it look too coarse and strange. For the highway itself, I feel like it's the most affected chapter because it doesn't have anything to block the snow, you know, like the tall buildings or the structures. It's just open roads for miles, so everywhere you look, all you see is white. White. Like a Diddy party. The only thing I feel missing is snow on top of the trees and the large rocks and stones and, you know, those fallen logs. Everything else is engulfed with it, and it really does change how you perceive this whole area. Next, I wanted to check out the episodes a little, so I booted up Urban Flight from episode 1, and I loved how the falling ash was a perfect match for the already snowy surroundings. Although I will say that the amount of snowification was pretty low here compared to the base game. While the roads and the rooftops were covered, many of their geometry and props felt out of place without snow on them. But the best out of them all was when I checked riding shotgun in episode 2. Oh yeah, this is perfection. This perfectly suits the map. Episode 2 on its own looks beautiful, and this mod pack further intensifies that feeling out in the wild. The snow effect on this map genuinely made this place look fantastic. Beautiful. Just beautiful. This is one of my first proper looks at a workshop mod pack like this, and I was really surprised at how seamless it all works. Yeah, of course, I didn't realize a few mods didn't work while I was recording, but still, restarting would have fixed the issue. But for the mod pack itself, it's a really nice and lore-friendly mod pack that has a simple goal in mind. Along with the snow, it is also great for the sound effects it updates, the particles, the effect it changes, and the small stuff it overhauls like the UI and the UI sounds. Link's gonna be in the description, definitely check this one out. And that's pretty much it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and a big thanks and shout out goes to these beautiful benefactors for supporting the channel. Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next one.